Vicky, Retro Queen Bee Art. Let's be busy in art. I decided to do 2 pieces of different types of paper in this project just to do a comparison. I loaded them up with clear gesso, both sheets. The left-hand sheet is Canon 140 pound, and the right-hand sheet is a bamboo sheet of 265 pounds. So the bamboo sheet's a little thicker and a little bigger. I chose the smooth sides of the paper. They have a rough side and a smooth side. I am using the smooth side because I want to stamp. And basically, I'm just going to add all kinds of colors and marks and stamps and layering. This is a longer video, and it took me longer to make because I didn't realize how much paint it would take and marks it would take on the 2 large papers. And here I'm stamping. I'm using some script stamping. Now this project I am going to use tea bags. The tea bags will be part of the collage paper. This stamp here is by Seth Apter. He has his own website, and you can go and check out his stuff. This stamp is also a Seth Apter stamp. I'm really just not thinking, I'm just layering stamps. I thought maybe this one would be pretty in that blue color. I really have no plan. I am just creating. And this was fun. I really enjoy creating like this. I've done this in the past several different times. And it's always exciting to see what your collage paper will look like at the end. And then I decided to add these really pretty kind of a pink violet circles. I have weights on the paper, but it still moved even with the weight. Those circles can put a lot of movement on the paper. Now I finally found a bottle cap that I could use to make white circles. And after I finish this pink up, there I go. I just paint the white onto the cap, and it's an opaque white. And I'm just doing it over those circles. It just brings out the color, I think, and makes it look kind of a 3D. Then I add some white to the pink. Not sure why. I thought, oh, I'll just do it because I have extra white paint available. Added it to the turquoise. And then I got a little bit of something on my paper. I'm not sure. Oh no, that's not what it is. I used my older soft pastels. That's what I did. This was an older set. It's from the 1950s. It's getting kind of late at night, and I'm a little bit late in getting this video up, but I won't quit until I get it up. It's like I kind of want to go to bed and then finish it tomorrow. And then I'll be a little bit late on my 100-day project, but I'll have to do a catch-up somehow. And the orange paint, there I use a tool that is called, let's see, it's by Princeton. It's just I can't read the writing on here. It's an artist brush by Princeton. It's made out of rubber material, but I love it. I love the marks that it makes. Here I'm just adding more pastel coloring. And then I kind of want to fix that. Got a few of those orange, I felt like too much paint, so I'm fixing it there. Drawing with the pastels. Then I thought, oh, I love what I'm doing, so I added a heart. It probably won't show too much at the end, but I thought, oh, gotta put some love in there. And here I just use a pen. It's a writing ink pen, and I'm using my Oriental ink. This is traditional Chinese ink, and it's silver black is what I'm using, and the lines are very faint and here and there, so I'm not sure if you can even see them in the film. But you can see them close up. Then I added some of my jelly plate printing that I recently have done. And there is, they're blues and oranges and reds and some numbers. Now that one is the number, I ended up doing a strip. That's actually jelly print, and it's also on a wet tissue. I really didn't find any difference in the coloring, the painting, adding the paper. Actually, I didn't see or feel any difference, except one is thicker paper than the other. This particular piece here, I did adhere to my old book, and so that jelly print is actually a wet tissue, but it was glued to a book. And this one was acting up a little bit. Took a little more effort to get it straightened with my liquid gel medium. This is what I'm using to attach all the jelly prints to the paper. I use a golden, and this piece here is also a jelly print, but I had adhered it to the book, and so I'm adhering it to this paper. I pretty much left the different layering techniques that I did so that you could see how I did them. As you notice, the heart is starting to go away. I figured it probably would, but that's okay. I'm just adding the paper where I think it looks good. No rhyme or reason. Decided to make a little arrow there next to a paddle, a red paddle. And this is another book image. This is with numbers and a lady's face on it. But I mean, it's not a book image. It's, let me correct myself. It is actually a gel print, but it was attached to a book, an old book page. Then I decide I think I need a little more stamping on this. And this particular stamp I found at Goodwill, but I use it a lot. I like it because it's just a pattern. Then I decided to add a little more pattern in black with, I don't know, this is like a couple dots, this particular stamp. I also got this stamp from Goodwill. Then here you can see I'm just adding plain tea bags because I'm going to use the gel medium on the back and the front of the tea bag. I cut them in strips so that some of the paper is not covered by a tea bag. So this particular tea bag piece, though, is a square. I did use some squares and rectangles. I'm not sure, maybe. But my goal was to keep space between the tea bags. This was a big project to do. I think tomorrow I hope I can think of something simple to do so I can catch up. So just putting the gel medium, I used the fluid gel medium from Golden, putting it on the bottom and the top of the tea bags. And I really didn't measure the tea bags. They're just different sizes. I just tried to fit them so that I have space between them on the papers. Sometimes I have to add more gel medium to my glass mat, like here. And the tea bag paper that I laid, you know, if I breathe or move too much, the tea bag paper flies, and I lost a couple pieces of it onto the floor, and I couldn't find them. And so I thought, oh crap, I'll just go ahead and make some more to fill in the space. But we need to breathe, so don't hold your breath while you're doing this. This might have been where one blew away. So I just tore the tea bags, as you can see. At first I started using my scissors and I said, why am I doing that? These tea bags will tear and I can do it in a more quick fashion using my hands. So that's what I started doing, and it worked well. So just trying to get all the edges down. It looks like I am going to need some more gel medium there. Just topping everything, just making sure everything is glued down nicely. And it looks like I missed an area that I now see, and I need to add something there. My sleeve keeps getting into the work, the artwork, and I ended up getting white paint on my shirt because I didn't wear an apron. Alright, so here you see where I started after it was dry. I went ahead and did my famous circles with my famous white circles made with a cap of my paint. So I add white circles all on top of the tea bags. And randomly, I go, oh, a circle look good here, a circle look good there. I like how the circles brought the project, everything up. And then I'm going to add some little white dots all around as well. They don't have to be perfect. I did them really quick. Sometimes they were needing a little touch up. Sometimes they were not round like a circle, but most of the time they were. But I didn't fuss too much with it. I just like, here I need to put a little circle. I'll put one here, there. Between the big circles. I put the little circles between the big circles. And then I had to get the medium turned around because I couldn't reach that far with the little circles pattern. Or I'd have paint all over me and smear it on my project. I think this, doing the little white circles is like if you do splatters, except they're a little bit bigger. And I really like the effect, how the white circles really added a lot of depth to the paper. See there, I'm fixing my circle. It really doesn't matter though. You don't need to be precise. Okay, on to the next one. See, I see no color difference, and you can tell through the film too, there's no color difference between the two papers. Canon is a lot cheaper, and so why not use that versus a bamboo paper? I think for junk journal art, the 140 pound strength is a good strength. So I'm happy with all the dots and the circles, and here they are. Then I decide to tear them apart. And I missed some filming. I didn't have my camera on with the first tear, so you won't be able to see the first tearing. But as you can see, I am building a collage on a really cardboard. It's probably a 1/4 inch thick cardboard. So tearing the paper, that was a difference. It was more difficult to tear the heavier weight paper. The 140-pound paper was very nice to tear. And the thicker paper, you could tell that it would stick out a little bit more from the collage project. All that time, and guess what? I'm just gonna tear you apart and find patterns that I think look good on a collage on this on this cardboard. So I look around and decide, oh, I think that'll look good as a second piece. Try not to think too much, because otherwise you'll be there forever tearing out pieces, right? So you don't, and as you can see, as you tear out the pieces, they all look good. I thought the collage paper turned out really good. Just tearing this piece to get it smaller to fit. So this is going to be a flip out in my journal, just showing the collage paper in a collage format. And this is the tough paper, I can tell. It's harder to tear. So on this side, I use the tougher paper. On the other side, I use the 140-pound, which was easier to tear. And then I'm looking at it and thinking, oh, I really like the way that looks, but I gotta tear it down more. And then after I tore it down, I go, well, that's okay. Trying to just have the pieces touch so it looks better to the eye when you collage. And I'm using the 3 rule. You want to use odd numbers. I'm just attaching these with a glue stick. And there's my head. I have to see a little better. Actually, I could have pulled the piece a little closer, but I didn't. Then you need to pat it to get it to glue. And I decided to use an older piece of paper, and I went ahead and just used a binding tape for the cardboard to attach it to the page. It's a book binding tape, but it looks like masking tape, but it's very strong tape. And I thought, well, to be able to flip it. So here I'm doing another collage on the old paper. This particular old paper was coffee stained, I think. Yeah. As you see, I'm just checking the hinge. I don't like that piece there. I'm gonna have to tear another piece out. But I think this is a good way in your junk journal to display your paper collage made with tea bags. I still have some paper left to use for some other projects, so that's good. I hope you enjoyed watching me do this collage paper step by step, layer by layer. Thank you for watching my video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you could give me a thumbs up and a comment would be nice. And you could subscribe to my channel and you'll get a lot of art journaling projects. You'll get a lot of them if you subscribe. So please subscribe. Thank you. I really appreciate you watching my channel and this video. All right, this piece is done. And I'm going to show you how it flips. Just gluing stuff, patting stuff to glue it more into the paper. And this actually did help the paper become stronger. And here it is.